Hey everyone, it's time for a new focus as we head into a new week. Now I'm a little bit late delivering the focus of the week because I got a little carried away. This is literally one of my favorite things to basically teach people how to do, and that is prepare your food ahead of time so that way you are all set up for a healthy week. Now you guys have all heard the saying that if you fail to plan, you plan to fail, and it could not be more true than when I'm talking about food prep. So I'm going to take you through kind of my basic little routine that I do pretty much weekly. Usually it's on Sunday afternoons when I'm winding down after the weekend, and I've usually eaten stuff over the weekend that I'm ready to get back to a healthy routine. So pretty simple. I am not by any means a gourmet cook, so here's what I usually do every week. So first and foremost is I always have a big pot of water on the stove to boil hard-boiled eggs, and I usually do this once a week, and then I usually shell them as well, or just take all the shells off and have them ready to go. Hard-boiled eggs are one of the greatest sources of protein, and they're so versatile. I love them late at night when I just need a snack. They're also great in salads to be able to throw a little protein in there, and they're good to grab and go in the morning if you don't have time to make eggs or any other source of protein in the morning. So another thing I like to do, and this is every once in a while because usually I fill up my jars, but today I actually toasted my sesame seeds and also some almond slivers. Now I used to do this in the toaster oven, but now I actually do it in a pan. You don't need any oil or anything. I just throw them in the pan, put it on high heat, and just stand over them and stir them. Because again, this is perfect for everything. I'll use it in stir fries, I'll put it in salads. Just adds texture to all kinds of things. This is one of my other favorite things that I am kind of on a new kick with, but I love doing these, and these are all just little salad dressings, and they are perfect to have just a good variety. And what I'll do is I'll fill them up with half of olive oil, and then I'll do some kind of a vinegar, and then I'll do either citrus or herbs, spices. Anyway, I'll just mix it up. Like this one is actually, I kind of improv'd on this one a little bit. I started with lime and olive oil and an apple cider vinegar, and it just didn't taste very good, so I threw in a little bit of sesame seed oil and a little bit of liquid aminos, which are just like soy sauce. So it made a really good Asian dressing. And then this one, really simple. I just have olive oil and white rice vinegar in here, a little bit of salt and pepper, and I used orange. Actually, it's the True Citrus Orange. These little packets here. So I just threw one of those packets in there, and it just gives it an interesting little tang. And then this one, I got a little fancier with this one. I put Dijon mustard in here with vinegar, raspberry vinaigrette, a little bit of salt and pepper, and olive oil. So again, just a total variety. And I make these up as I go. I literally stick my finger in it, taste it, and kind of give it what else it needs. So I always do 4 or 5 of those. And these little jars, I think I got these at Home Goods. It's like $3.99 for 4 of them. And you can find them just about anywhere. But they're super handy to have. And then another thing I like to do is make sauces, and then I freeze them in these little containers. This one was already in the freezer, so it's kind of dripping, but and this actually was just a jar of sauce that I had left in the freezer that I wanted to freeze into individual servings because I knew I wasn't going to use them all this week. So put that in its little cubes, and then this is where it gets kind of interesting. So I have all this going at one time, and I have my big slow cooker, and then I also have 2 rice cookers. Actually, they're still out. And I use this one to cook rice in, or sometimes I'll do my steel cut oats in here, and then I'll use a smaller one for quinoa. So, and then the big slow cooker I put away already. But the best thing is to get all these carbs going at the same time. And I love quinoa. You can see I didn't make a whole lot this week, and actually Gunter already ate some. But this is nice. I throw just a small, maybe 1/4 of a cup on my salads. Just gives it a little bit of texture and also adds a little bit of protein and fiber. And then in here I do brown rice. And for this one, I actually added a cilantro and lime seasoning to it. Came out really good. And that's just good, versatile, again, to throw your chicken breast on, have with some fish and veggies. Rice is just always a great, versatile grain. Now, a lot of people do prefer to go grain-free. I still love my grains, and so do my boys. So we have brown rice. And then over here, this is my can't live without. Doesn't look that great, but, and Jake actually had it this morning. I cooked these last night, and what I'll do is I take 2 cups of steel cut oats, and then I put them in the slow cooker for 8 hours with 8 cups of liquid. So 2 cups of steel cut oats, 8 cups of liquid, and then I'll throw in either diced up banana, or I'll throw in an apple that I cut up in little slivers. I'll throw in some maple syrup. Sometimes I'll throw in a little bit of stevia or a little bit of honey, whatever. I'll just mix it up so it's a fruit, something a little sweet, and then the steel cut oats. And the secret to making steel cut oats really, really good is to brown them in a tiny bit of grass-fed butter in a pan before you throw them in the slow cooker. But when I do this, the whole house smells amazing when I wake up the next morning. So this is a fun one to do like on Saturday night. It takes 5 seconds to throw everything in. So got my carbs all good to go. And then another thing that I'll do, sometimes I'll grill and sometimes I'll just throw these in a pan. Today I actually threw just a bunch of chicken breasts in a pan on the stove, and I'll use a pretty generous helping of coconut oil in there, and I use a ton of seasonings. I don't like dry chicken breast, so I don't mind having some coconut oil on these. And again, it's a healthy fat, so I don't worry too much about that. And chicken's just really great. It's super versatile. I can dice it up and put it in anything. So really, really versatile. So I always do chicken. I don't usually do white fish ahead of time. Sometimes I will prepare the fish. So I'll wrap it up and get it in individual servings with spices so that it's all ready to go in the toaster oven or on the grill. But with white fish especially, I don't like to cook it ahead of time. Every once in a while I'll cook salmon ahead of time, but chicken, always prepare ahead. And last but not least, and this is why the video took me so long to get to you guys, because I had so much fun doing my vegetables. Usually I will do 4 or 5 vegetables. For this particular one, I went to Trader Joe's and I got fennel, endive, what else do I have in there? Carrots, parsnips, mushrooms, little pearl onions, butternut squash, asparagus, you name it, it's in the mix. And these are all vegetables that I don't eat that often, but somehow when you throw them all in a huge cookie sheet and you mix them up with a little bit of olive oil, a little bit of rosemary, a little bit of sea salt and pepper, and then you bake them. And oh, and I have Brussels sprouts in there too, which are amazing. Just mixed them all up, and they came out so good. So this amount of vegetables before I cooked it was this crazy mass. I actually took 2 huge cookie sheets in order to bake them all, and they came out delicious. So again, perfect to either throw in my salads or to throw back in the oven and just have them as a side dish. So love, love, love my grilled veggies. And of course, that's how you're gonna really lose weight if you're eating a ton of veggies. So that's pretty much my prep in a week. And I'll do this, like I said, once a week, sometimes twice a week if I'm really, really strict. But I know in South Bay, it's really easy to eat out healthy as well. But when you're focusing on a goal, your biggest secret is going to be to prepare all of your food ahead of time and then pack it up to go with you during the day. All right, so your focus this week is to take one day, plan a bunch of food, and send me pictures. I want to see what you guys are doing out there. All right, I'll see you again next week for another focus. Bye.